what, I posted the cat burger thing, and I understand that there are a lot of you who are like, oh my god. But I would like you to understand that it was a different time, and I was incredibly a different person. I do understand that it is shocking. It is, I do understand these things. I get it. I did not mean to harm you with my reality. I mean, but it is my reality. I was a very proficient and just absolutely great criminal. I was from birth. I mean, I was almost, it was in my DNA. There are humans who exist now who remember me when I was, and they had no idea. Like, you ask anyone who remembers me as a child or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, I never saw that. I was just good at what I did. And now, I use the word good very loosely because I was not good. I had a ability to be observant, and I noticed gaps, and I took advantage of those gaps. That's just what it was. I mean, for whatever reason, it was in me to be a thief, a criminal, a monster, a whatever. Now, I never set out to harm physically anyone, but when I did, when it was a thing, when harming another human being came about, and it was in my capability, I did, make sure that certain people who were, come across, come across my desk, who got in my radar, who were violent or aggressive or mean. It was my natural nature to stop them, harm them. And there are a lot of people that I personally made harm exist in the world, if you know what I mean. I remember one night we were coming home from Grand Avenue, and we're all teenagers and shit, and I think I had just got out of a certain facility or whatever, and I was sleeping in a van that was parked in front of my parents' house because I was not allowed in their home. We pulled up, and I'm not going to identify where, when, or what, but we pulled up to a certain intersection, and there was an individual who was beside us. It was the bird, talk shit. And I had just become a member of this organization. And for whatever reason, when this individual interacted with us, we all pulled out our weapons and unloaded into this vehicle, this close, right beside us. We put so many bullets into this car that you could not see into it any longer. It was smoke. We unloaded. We just unloaded. And there was no love, there was no mercy, there was no, should we or shouldn't we? There was nothing. It was impulsive, it was cruel, and it was what we did. We, as a group, and there was at least 4 of us, and we just unloaded. That's all I remember. And looking at that car as we drove off, it was filled with smoke. Like, there is no way the individual in that vehicle lived. I mean, it is impossible. And if they did, I mean, it wasn't a good life afterwards. And I woke up and I remember, because I lived in a van outside of my family's house because I was not allowed in their home, and I had no other refuge. And I lived in a van. And I remember waking up and sneaking out of the yard and sneaking out of the van and going to the Easy Mart or whatever and, looking for a police report or whatever of the shooting. Nothing. See, in my city at that time, they were so in denial of gangs and gang violence that they did not report anything or, address anything that was gang similar seeming or gang related, nothing. So there was nothing in the paper. So there was, to this day, I have no idea what happened to that individual. I don't know. And that's fact. But, we were very aggressive. We were armed. And, in the 90s, gang violence was it. That was the thing. And what's funny to me, now you got these so-called gang members, they tattoo their face, they whatever. But when I was young and first initiated into all that, we stood in a circle and got beat the fuck up. Like, there was no mercy. If your eye socket got broke, if your arm got broke, if your leg got, it did not matter. They did not stop. They beat you the fuck up. There were ranks. There were laws. There were all that. It was very militant. It was very organized. Now, all you gotta do is tattoo your face and say you are. It's a different world. It is not the same. We took literal ass whoopings. Constant. Like all the fucking time. We had ranks, right? Like, and if you somehow pissed off a superior, they had all rights and would enact violence against you. They would beat you the fuck up. That's all there was to it. Now it's like whatever, but when I was young and when it all began, like, there was no room for error. If you were asked to walk into the mall and steal such and such's girlfriend a pair of high heels and you did not perform that action, it was a severe beating. There was no... That's what it was. You got your ass beat. And not just once, but constantly. Anyway. That's what's up. That's how it was. We had laws. We had kings. We had princes. We had lieutenants. We had sergeants. We had, all that. There was laws. There were ranks. There were... That's what's up. Anyway, I'll leave you alone. I'll go away. Thank you for hearing me. And Gonzo out. Yeah.